I have a 30-minute break for work, so I'm just gonna do some self-care. Yeah, that's the news. On my way down coordinate search and rescue. Hi, so I just came from church, and actually okay, so here's what happened. I really wanted to go to church this entire week. I think like by Wednesday I was like, I need church, right? So I went to church this morning. I woke up earlier because I finished working at 6 a.m. and then church is like at 12:30, so I woke up at like 9, okay, let's say basically 10. I was like, no, I need more sleep, right? I'm getting more towards the whole point of this little rant of mine that I want to have, because I feel like it's gonna be a really long one and I just don't. Anyways, I'm losing track of the point. Anyways, I went to church this morning. I really wanted to go to church like since Wednesday, but then I went there today and I just got hit with this intense feeling of loneliness and desperation and sadness and just everything that just makes you feel shitty, right? And I'm like, I'm not supposed to be feeling this way. I came here because I was starting to feel this way. But anyways, it did not work. And I just really realized why I wanted so desperately to go to church. It didn't really help, but the fact is I thought that was my way to go. And then going on to the whole point of this little rant is why that's the way I wanted to go. I'm like, just what's happening right now. And I realized all of these negative feelings or whatever it is because I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. I don't know. So I really wanted to talk about being an international student away, when you're away from home, especially for a very, very long time. I haven't seen my family in 5 years, since 2018. If you guys know like my first vlog, was it one of my vlogs? And I was like, hey, I moved from Haiti in 2018, and I was like super excited. But y'all, I'm not excited anymore. I don't know how to feel. I'm just I don't know what to do. And which is why I thought that I really needed this comfort. And the moment I got in there, I was just like, girl, I can't do it. Not today. This is not the day. Anyways, yeah, as I was saying, it's just because I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I don't know what to do. Because I always knew that I was going to leave home after graduating high school. It was like one of my biggest goals in my life, to finish high school and to get my degree, which I thankfully, thank God I got to that point. But now it's like, what am I supposed to do? And I guess it's a bit more difficult because there's a lot of things that are bothering me, other than the fact of finishing my degree, being here in Spain, which is great. I'm always going to be grateful and thankful for that. But there are so many other little turns that it's just pissing me off, yo. Anyways, go a little bit in depth about my experience of being an international student. Well, I was an international student, and what comes after that. There's a lot that comes with leaving your house. You're leaving your family behind, things that you're very familiar with, your friends. You're moving to another different place, you're meeting new people. And for me personally, I don't do well with people, right? I never did. I probably never will. And especially now that I turned 24, it's like there's just no way for me to get out of being that person. Not that I don't like being an introvert, like I don't like being someone who's just to myself. I enjoy my personal time too much, right? And I should be, I think some people will be like, oh, you shouldn't be too focused on yourself. I'm like, No, no. But honestly, the older I get now, especially after leaving college, you know, that setting where you have your classmates who are classmates and they're really friends because they always have like they have their own little cliques. I think I spoke about that before. When you're like in university, you have your own little cliques, you have your own little people and stuff. But after this, what's next? Yeah. And I feel like in my case, I always what's called alienated, like, you know, when you kind of put yourself away aside for whatever reason. That was me. I was like, I've always been very picky about who I spend my time with, right? So for my friends and stuff, I have, yo, I can honestly say that I only have two solid friends from my entire college career. Two people that I really, you know, college career, college experience. Two people that I honestly speak with and just have like a good communication or like a good feeling with. And now that I'm looking back, I'm like, yo, maybe it's not a good idea, because I always knew at some point, especially when things were like going super messy at home, I was like, well, it feels like I'm gonna have to stay here for some point, like, you know, like build my own life and see how things are going on and then go back home eventually, because I want, listen, I've been here for 5 years, I need to go back home at some point for sure. And I want to do it for a longer period, but that's something for another time. Now it's crazy. Yeah, I was saying I've always been somebody who's always kind of been kept to myself, and the older I get, especially after graduating my you know, from university, I'm alone, y'all, because everybody has their lives. They gotta figure out what they're gonna do, if they're like taking a year apart, if they're doing another degree, if they're moving to another country, city for a job, and then I'm just here. And I realized that I think I did this to myself. No, I definitely did this to myself, right? And it's just so, it's depressing to think about it, that I I put myself in this situation where I'm just like constantly alone and, you know, in my own little bubble, which I really appreciate. But the older I get, the more it's like, on one hand, maybe not like a 50% anymore, or like it's more like a 40% where I really enjoy being by myself. But on the other 60%, it's like you kind of, or I kind of crave or want some like connections, and I don't necessarily want to stay home anymore all the time, right? And I feel like I've been doing this for a really long time, this thing where I'm just like alone the whole time and being my own person for since like middle school. We're talking elementary, middle school, high school, throughout my college years. And it was, you know, I'm so sorry, I have to go and close like my windows and my doors because one of my neighbors, this French lady, she yells at her son every single day. There's not a day I don't hear her yelling at the kid. And honestly, if she suddenly finds herself like yeeted out of the window, I would understand. I mean, I don't, you know, I don't condone violence, but yo, every day. But anyways, as I was saying, I think I was getting to the fact where I was saying that, wow, this rant is getting a little bit too long. Whereas I was just saying that I'm moving away from the academic life. Like, it has been my identity for a really long time, and I am sick and tired of it, y'all. Sick and tired of it. As much as I love the academic validation and learning new things, I am sick and tired of it. I feel like at 24 right now, I'm ready for more adult things, adult life, you know, like a job and like more, I don't want to say freedom. I mean, the moment I moved here at 18, I was like, listen, I don't have any family here, I'm all alone. So I kind of got that independence thing, but you know, at 18, and that was perfectly fine. I think I handled it quite well, and I still am to a certain level. But yeah, moving on from this academic life and going on into my adult life, more like, you know, work related thing. It's really weird, you know, because you need to, if you haven't made these connections in college, and I'm saying this for if you are like a college student at the moment, don't be like me, make college, you know, make these friends. I don't want to say I'm picky with anybody who I let into my circle, because I just don't have the energy, Because you know how some people like kind of bounce from different friends, you know, like you have the very hyper person, because especially if they have like a large group of people they consider to be friends, and their like personality kind of changes from this depending on who they're hanging out with, doing this and that. I don't have it in me to be that type of person, so I was also always very selective in terms of who was in my circle, which, you know, that explains the two people that I'm extremely close with, more close with than any others, because especially since you move alone to another place, you kind of, I felt more of an outsider. You know, everybody has like their different cultures, their different personalities, their own different little cliques, and that's, you know, that's not normal. What I didn't do, or what I did wrong, was the fact of completely I can't even pronounce the word, separating myself from everybody else, which I do not recommend to anybody. I do not recommend. Sometimes I'm here like, okay, well, my friends are gone. We still talk, but they're not here anymore. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do now? Right? And I mean, I do still find the joy in being alone most of the times. Like, I do a lot of things by myself. I go out for a couple drinks by myself. I do things by myself, and it's really nice. But from time to time, you know, you want to have these little connections, right? And yeah, don't protect your bubble too hard, y'all. I was warned. I remember a talk that we had back in high school. I was warned. They told me not to be who I am in college, and I didn't listen. So there's that. But anyways, hey girly pop rock. I say girly pop because I checked my analytics for YouTube, and 100% of y'all are girls. Wanted to give a little update on what I'm doing today. I have to run some errands. I've got to buy a gift for the little girl that I babysit. Her birthday's sometime this week. I'm really bad with birthdays. And I need to go. There are a few things that what do I need? I need toothpaste. I ran out of toothpaste. I need a new toothbrush because I haven't changed that in about a year. So I need to change my toothbrush. And yeah, that's it. These are how I'm trying to keep myself busy nowadays. Just leaving the house. I did work out this morning. I did like a 25-minute Pilates. Oh, I also want to buy a mat because there's one here in the flat. I just don't know who it is for. If it's like for my roommates, I don't communicate with them. So I just rather have my own of anything, really. I discovered this clear gel mascara thing from Essence, and I love it. So after getting my lashes lifted like 2 weeks ago or maybe a week ago, I was like, I think I want to stay away from mascara because I always get it dark and it's just ugly, especially when I'm like washing my face and stuff. So I was like, I need something that gives me like this little volume affair, but still pretty. Anyways, I tried this. It's amazing. I love it. My brother is coming to visit me tomorrow. Well, yes, he's traveling, and he's stopping by Valencia for like 2 days. And I'm so excited. I haven't seen him in literally 5 years. 5 years. And he was, you know, when I was younger, I used to like being alone. I loved my siblings, but I just rather be alone, especially growing up like a little kid. He's like, I used to chase him around with brooms and everything, like living alone. But I'm genuinely super excited to see him. So I've been meaning to move from this place. I'm sick and tired of it. So not that I'm in a bad relationship with my roommates, I just don't feel like I can. This is what I was saying about I am very picky about who I communicate and connect with. I feel like we have so many things not in common, so I'm just like, I don't even want to try. I already see the way they live with other people, like the cleanliness or the uncleanness rather, and just I'm super picky about these things, and I need to work on that. But I want to move for sure, and it's a lot harder than, yeah, I'm not gonna play last year before moving to this place. I found this place literally 2 days before I moved from Switzerland to to Spain. So I'm just gonna have to pray and hope that God has got me once more, and I will find a place to move. But it's a lot difficult because I'm covering all of my costs myself, and I want like an apartment, either like all by myself or with a friend of mine. We're thinking about moving in together, and it's so much more difficult because they're asking so many papers, which ridiculous. And then I'm gonna top it off with the yeah.
Este 2023